Welcome to the semi-final of the Wassercast Invitational, where we have another Zerg versus Protoss. It is a best of 5. It's actually the first best of 5 that we have today. And starting to the top left, we have 14 mouseboards. It is Vortix, and he's going up against his opponent to the bottom left, StarDust. And StarDust, sometimes being called cheesy dust, because he really likes to go for those two-base timings and be very, very aggressive, is a monster in this matchup. This guy defeated Jadon with a 2-0 without leaving the Tyrant a chance at all. So right now we are in a situation where it's going to be pretty difficult for Vortix to actually make this happen. But I feel that if he is really able to advance to the final, even if Jakji is the one that he has to face, that he has a pretty good shot at taking it. He defeated MMA earlier in quite the impressive fashion. The third game that we cast, I really like the way he approached this. Really good engagements by the Zerg player, by the European here. So let's see what exactly Vortix can do in this game. It's not going to be easy for him, but I'm also a little bit surprised that we actually see Altazim's Stronghold here as the map for the first game. Well, it is a best of 5, so it's a little bit more difficult to veto. StarDust apparently was keen to veto one of the other maps. I guess that probably Dallas Point was the map that he wanted to get rid of. So let's see how exactly the Protoss player is going to play this. Vortix is taking this base here as his expansion, taking apparently the first base with the hatch first. A lot of Zerg players will try to go for a hatch first here and then even start with the second hatch before a pool in that pocket expansion that you have there. Currently to the bottom left we have of course also a very economy based opening for his opponent. Stardust starting things off with the Nexus first. It's just a very, very big 4-player map, and it's one of those maps where you can really go the economy route and try to get the extra minerals, the extra income. And we have that double hatch before pool, maybe even for Vortix. Is currently just going to drone up more and has one drone already at the front, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. So double hatch before pool. Not really a big surprise. It's really one of those builds that you see a lot on Altazim's Stronghold. And this first game is definitely going to set the pace for the best of 5 series. And the one thing that Vortix, of course, is very well aware of is that StarDust is a player who loves his timings. Maybe not really on this map. An immortal timing on a map like Altazim's Stronghold is quite unlikely. Just because one of the things that is really difficult to do is just walk across the entire map and really get those immortals in position in time, and every second counts. But StarDust knows, Vortix knows of course that StarDust is someone who's really strong with those timings. So it's something that we will keep in mind and probably try to not play too greedy in this series, because that could be his demise right away. For now though, we have the opening just going a little bit slower here. No gas taken just yet, nothing out of the ordinary. The spawning pool just now about to finish, which will allow the double queen in the main and also at the natural. For the Protoss player, we have still him poking around. He scouted the creep. So he definitely knows where his opponent is spawning. So I'm not quite sure why he is actually walking to the top right. It looks like he's going to go for a proxy position. The probe was spotted for a second. I just don't know if he really saw the probe. Guys, I actually think that StarDust missed the creep. It really looks like StarDust missed that there was creep to the top left. He definitely saw it, like he saw the edge of the creep, but it doesn't show on the minimap. So I really think that StarDust right now has no idea. Apparently now he thought it out. Like, I am not quite sure what happened there. Maybe he just now realized that there is a base at the top left because he's reorientating that probe to the top left. Not quite sure what kind of reason he would have had to go to the top right too and check this position. I don't think there was ever a game where a Zerg player just took a base up there. But for whatever reason, StarDust with that scout there, so a little bit delayed. But we have Zerglings now running into the main base of the Protoss player, just trying to have a quick look here what the My Insanity toss is up to. Getting, of course, all the tech here, the chrono boost on the cybernetics core, going down to the natural, having a quick poke there, seeing what exactly is going on. Expansion was found out already. And we have a bit of an attack here with double Zealot, apparently chrono boosted, and the mothership core, but also 2 queens in position. And of course the droning process for Vortix is underway. 35 harvesters to 35, and starting the creep spread. Keep in mind that that was something that he really did very well against MMA earlier. Just bet this creep very aggressively across the map with extra queens that he had and making sure that his opponent couldn't really do anything about it. Nice Zerglings here for this round, taking down both Zealots. Great start for Vortix, finding this position and able maybe even to deny that pylon for now. Looks like he might be able... No, he's not able to kill that. Not able to kill the pylon here. Trying to go for the pro, but even that doesn't happen. The Stalk is just a little bit too strong for kills on him already. And StarDust has his 4 gates up. 4 gates in total, and also a robotics facility. Trying to aim for that third. Another round of warp-ins already there. The Spine Crawler not ready just yet. 12 Zerglings are currently being built, and we have also a Roach Warren on the way. Speed is not there yet, and he's really trying to get that creep farther out before the Protoss player attacks, because he wants to have that extra speed advantage on creep. Looks like he might be able to get that off. Creep tumor does not go down. Yes, doesn't get it. So a quick win here for Vortix already. Nice time up against those Zerglings. The Spine Crawler still doing its damage. The Queen might go down here. No, moves back in time. StarDust is going in right now, but those Zerglings, there are way too many of them. And the creep, of course, helps even without the speed from the Lynx. Roaches are being built now as well, and as you can see with the army supply, we have an advantage for Vortix already. He also has the better drone count, is droning up now as he realizes that StarDust won't be able to take down his third base. So for now, the aggression of the Protoss player has been stopped. The speed upgrade is also on the way, and the lair tech has been started, whereas StarDust is now starting step number 2. And step number 2 means, of course, immortals. What else would it mean? We have 2 additional pylons being set up, and at this point things are actually looking pretty decent for Vortix. Very good economy, getting more drones, 3 base economy for him, and not really losing a whole lot to that first attack of his opponent. If you just look here, we have 25 harvesters lost and a queen, 6 zealots on the other hand, so the minerals really manage out here. Zerg lost a little bit more than we saw for the Protoss, but still, if you think about the income that we have, StarDust is probably in the know that that didn't really work out in his favor. He was hoping to do a little bit more damage than that, but yeah, Vortix didn't take any chances there. Nice attack here with those Lynx. Now with the speed they can do a little bit more. Quick lag spike that we had here. Even the infestation pit is now coming up super fast in the game. Once you get those infestors out, could also of course go for the swarm hosts, but a little bit less likely with the upgrades that he currently has on the board. With the double evolution chamber with the melee and also of course the armor upgrade. So let's see, we have a Zerg, the Hydra Den coming in. And with the Hydra Den now, he is in... Oh, trying to run in with the Zerglings here, a little bit of a distraction. With the Hydra Den, he has a great tool at his disposal then to work against his opponent. But what is he going to do with that infestation pit? Did he finish it? No, he cancelled the infestation pit. Cancelled the infestation pit and started the Hydra Den instead. So probably realizing that he needs that. Maybe just a mistake. I'm not quite sure if he really wanted to tech this fast, or if he just hit the wrong hotkey and now comes up with a Hydra Den. That would of course suck for him because... well, by now he would have had those Hydras already in the picture. But at the same time, we have also the, the range upgrade started, and that's a pretty big army for StarDust here. Vortix is trying to move in from the side, only Roaches so far. That's a lot of sentries that we see. That's 14 sentries in total. Great force fields here for StarDust, really shielding him from the Zerg army, and that third base is definitely going down if he focuses it. Drones coming off the mineral line, 5 Hydralisks in the game, closing the distance right now. Another round of warp-ins with the Warp Prism, and once again, StarDust with the aggression, making it happen. But can he really sustain himself for that long? Because the first Immortal is already gone. The Hydras are moving in, trying to snipe that Warp Prism. That would be great for him. He gets it done. No more units for StarDust, at least for now, but the Zerg player might not have the units that he needs to kill the remaining forces of the Protoss player. He's sending more and more in, but he lost a lot already. He doesn't have the Roaches and the Hydralisks anymore, but he pins the Protoss into a corner, and well, maybe with those Hydras, yes, he kills 1, he kills 2, he kills 3 sentries, gonna kill the rest as well. That hatch might go down, but he's gonna lose everything else. It's gonna be close, and yes, the entire army of StarDust is annihilated, but the third base is a goner regardless. Resources lost on the other hand, still very even, and Vortix is overall in the supply lead. He has a very significant lead in the army supply, and we do not have a third base for StarDust just yet either. So immediately a hatch being rebuilt at that third base location, whereas the Protoss player tries to go into Robotics Bay, into Forge for the upgrades. But we have Vortix now with the +1 attack upgrade already started, the range upgrade for the Hydralisks done, and also the speed upgrade in the making. So right now we have really a situation for Vortix where he can recover from the loss of his third base, and he's in a pretty decent position to do so. The one thing about StarDust is that he's just a very aggressive player. He goes in with the first wave, a 4-gate. He goes in with the second wave, with the Immortals. And then he prepares the next push, which will have a few Colossi in the mix, which is one of the main reasons why we see Vortix now get the Spire tech, so that he can get Corruptors in there to really deal with that. As long as there's no third base for StarDust, Vortix knows that time is going to work in his favor if he's able to just set up his third again. But oh, we have actually a warp in at that natural, taking down a few units with the help of the drones here too. The Queen is moving in, and so far it doesn't really look like Vortix lost too much there. StarDust is gonna suffer a few more Zealot losses, and I don't, yeah, the War Prism himself is of course not gonna have too many problems there. But let's look at how many Harvesters actually were killed. 23 overall, but with the bases that StarDust had, he's already up to 59 again. But still, that's quite a lot of drones that have been eliminated by StarDust. But Vortix now has this third base up again. And his Spire is about to be done. Don't forget about that. We do not see too many Colossi just yet in the mix. And I don't think they have the range upgrade yet. No, they're still on range 6. He doesn't even get the range upgrade. And that's going to be very interesting because, as I said already in one of the last games, if you don't know that as soon as you have the range upgrade for the Hydras, they have range 6. A Colossus without range upgrade has also range 6. Which means that even if you use Micro, the Hydras will always be able to get close enough to Colossi to do damage. And that's why I'm a bit surprised that we do not see the extended thermal lance upgrade for StarDust, because if he wants to hit the timing and really move out with this, the Hydras alone might be able to throw the 2 Colossi back. And we also have, of course, Corruptors. So the Corruptors here in conjunction with the Hydralisk should be able to really pull this off. We have 100 army supply against 80. Force fields are always a problem, but we have only 3 sentries in this army. That means it's not a lot of force fields that he can really utilize. Now there comes the extended thermal lance upgrade, but he won't be ready for the fight. If he wants to fight here, it won't be ready, and Vortix is just building more army. He is preparing for this. He's trying to run in here and creep. He's trying to fight with his opponent. He's like, yes, I got this. Closing the distance, and here come the Corruptors, not using Corruption. I don't think the cooldown is ready. Takes down the first, takes down the second Colossus. Yes, here comes the wave, and StarDust drops to 100 supply. And there's so much firepower with the whole Roach Hydra composition that he has that I do not think that StarDust will be able to survive this. He's losing his only remaining Immortal, and there's the GG called, and Vortix takes the game lead. He takes the lead in the best of 5 series here in the first semi-final at the VasaCast Invitational.